My name is Mauricio Cardinal from Roofing Marketing Pros, and today I'm with Lee Haight.
What's going on, guys? I'm Lee Haight. I am a roofing contractor based out of Naples, Florida, and we're going to be talking to you about my experience working with Roofing Marketing Pros. Mauricio, I tell you one thing, I'm incredibly grateful for your service. You have really kind of came in here when we needed some leads. Does your business need leads? This guy's got the answer.
I'm glad we got a chance to actually provide and deliver the services you were looking for. And what I want to talk about is Lee and his background, and talk about what his experiences were before we got together and started working together, and what we're going to be doing now.
So let me give you a little background. All right, I've been a roofing contractor since I was 18 years old. I'm a second generation roofer. I actually sold my first roof when I was a teenager, and so I was around when word of mouth referrals, knocking on doors, was really the only thing you needed to do to grow your business. If you wanted to scale really big, you just needed more door-to-door salespeople. And it is still the basis of everything that I do. We're a belly-to-belly business, and when we do a roof, you want to talk to the neighbors. The best thing to do is to get out there in person. But there's been some changes in the marketplace. There's been more and more competitors, more and more people that are going online, and what I'm seeing is I'll be knocking doors in the neighborhood, and all of a sudden my competitors would be showing up in the neighborhood. I didn't know where they were coming from. I'd stop at the doors and I'd say, "Ma'am, you see us working in the street, would you like a free estimate?" They said, "No, thank you, we don't want to deal with anyone knocking on the door." What they were doing is they were going to Google, they were typing in roofing contractor, even though I was out there doing the hard work, and they just didn't want to do business with a door knocker. And see, today's customer is a little different. They want to Google you, they want to research you, they want to check your reviews, they want to look at case studies, they want to get educated. And so we've kind of had to change our sales process, but what we really wanted to do is we wanted to stop losing the deals. And whether you realize it or not, your competitors are stealing projects right from underneath you using his simple methods. You see that happen?
Yeah, I see it all the time. So everywhere when you talk about how contractors do business today, Lee talks about, they are relying on old school lead generation methods like door knocking and, telemarketing, and those are very effective today still. But today, over 90% of roofing work begins with an online search. So if you're not really understanding the importance of the internet and how this affects your business, then you really are getting left behind. What I tell contractors, it's like a race, right? It's a race to a never-ending finish line. You as a contractor have to understand this changing marketplace so you can actually adapt and make the changes for your business, so you can actually not only be number one in your marketplace, but really be the leader and not be like left behind.
Well, everybody knows that they want more leads, and if you were basically a contractor owner like myself, as long as you can get the leads for the right price, this is not a question. So, if you want more leads, I want you to go ahead and fill out the form on this website, but I'm going to tell you what those leads do for me, because it's not just about like the money that comes in off of the sale. See, I run a business and my salespeople drive my sales, and what I like to do is I like to feed my horses. And one of the biggest challenges, I see a pain point with roofers, it's because I train roofers. What I see the biggest pain point is basically the time that it takes to train a salesperson, the independent nature of the fact that that person could create his own roofing company, and then a couple of years later, that person maybe gets enough time and energy behind their belt to start their own roofing company, and it's no longer worth basically staying with the roofing company, the guy who got him in the business. And so what I started to think is, how can we, give back to our salespeople? How can we add value to their lives? I mean, I'm the one taking all the risk, buying the materials. They're making a percentage of the profit. If I could provide them some qualified leads, maybe they wouldn't take off. And so we brought in Mauricio, and Mauricio is not the first pay-per-click Google advertiser I've used. I've used many different advertising people, and I will tell you, I felt like you in that these guys are technologically sophisticated. I know a lot about social media. I've done my research in marketing now that I realize it's important, but I didn't know when we first met all the inside outs of how this actually worked. And so, and anything that I don't know about, I'm unsure of putting money towards, and I would just rather basically block it out from my mind as a possibility rather than recognize it as an opportunity to change my business. So leads, whenever I get a lead, not only does it give me the opportunity to close that deal and get a return on investment, But it gives me the opportunity to get a referral. Typically, I get 1 to 3 referrals per deal. It gives me the opportunity to get a new neighborhood. Like if you're in an area like where we are, where a hurricane hits, a lot of times his leads, he's got 201 leads in the last 5 weeks. And we're going to be going over that case study. But his leads will get us into neighborhoods, into gated communities, into places where my salespeople haven't been. And what happens is then we get more and more deals. And so I'm giving value to my salespeople. I'm feeding my horses. I'm able to basically turn each deal that I sell. Let's say the average lead costs $200 a lead. Average deal here is $40,000. The return on investment off of 1 lead is really good if there's a $20,000 profit. Much less if I get 3 referrals and I sell 4 or 5 more on that street. Now we've got 6 or 7 jobs all around one Google search, and that could be $1 million in business, which is a 6-figure return on investment. That makes that $200 seem like not very much money.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges I have is really getting roofers and contractors to understand the value of marketing and how this can really affect your business. RRCA and Haight, they really take the next level because what they feel is like they really view marketing as an investment. So marketing is supposed to be an investment where you expect to get a return at a later date. So you put money into the system, hopefully you'll get some deals out of the system if you have the right fundamental strategies behind that. So basically that's what you have to do. You have to understand this, view it as your mindset, understand how this is important for your business, and then get to the next level with your business by driving new leads to your business.
Well, the biggest anxiety contractors have is cash flow.
Yeah.
Cash is king. Let's be real here, guys. And what he's talking about is exactly how I felt. Because I'm spending so much money and buying material and labor, I'm keeping the lights on. I've got a lot of extra expense. If I am spending $10,000 extra a month on Google, I would think I'd go out of business. That's an extra $120,000 a year. If I have a small company, you got a $1 to $2 million a year company, you're thinking, man, I'm spending all my profits on Google. Now, what you don't recognize is that, this is not an overhead expense at all once you turn a profit. See, once you turn a profit, it's the cost of doing business. That's what Mauricio was just explaining. And so what you have to realize is that it's no different than making a real estate investment. It's no different than investing in the stock market. And the truth is that there's so much more people that are going to Google for search. Even 3 years ago, I would say that you could survive without advertising online.
Yeah.
But with each year that passes, we become closer and closer to a big disruption in the market where our whole lives are changed, and that now 30 and 40 and 50% of people are going online and doing a search, and eventually they're even going to be purchasing roofing contracting services online. Everything's going towards the phone. So the fact that you want to learn these services, figure out how to position your website, your digital real estate, you need to master this game where I think we did 201 leads. I put a total of about
10,000, yeah.
It's about $10,000, okay, is how much it costs for as far as ad budget goes. And so marketers, I don't know if you ever listened to how much a cost per lead is, they'll never put in their retainer fee. Like they'll always just tell you, that lead costs $50 because this is how much I bid for a click, this is how many leads you got. But that marketer, and I had to remind Mauricio, doesn't remember that his retainer is $2,500 a month, which Mauricio well earns by 100%. What we do is we calculate how many leads we got, 201, his retainer, $2,500 a month. We spent $5,000 in retainer fees, and we spent $10,000 on leads. So we got $15,000 in costs, and we've got 201 leads.
And how many deals did you get out of those?
$4.2 million in deals. So if you look at the ad cost, realistically we got 15,000 divided by 201, about $75 a lead. Now, we used a hybrid approach. We used social media to go alongside of the Google campaigns. We used engaging video content. we use engagement ads, we use a lot of the advanced strategies to go along with the Google pay-per-click. But what I can tell you is even if I spent $200 a lead, I would be willing to do that because the leads are at the top of the buying cycle. They're contracting 80% of the time. Explain to them why.
Well, basically, we're targeting people at the top of the buying cycle. These people have a problem. You, as a contractor, are there to solve their problem. They might have, instead of an insurance claim, they have a leak, they have a damaged roof, they have wind damage. We're in Naples, and the whole area, especially Florida, has been damaged, devastated by a storm. So this is a really hot market when it comes to that. But if any other storm environment, these strategies would work twice as well. So it's really about targeting these people, making sure they're at the top of the buying cycle, setting the appointments, and then having your sales team following up with them and then closing the deals. So you want to talk about how you take advantage of these leads and how your salespeople are maximizing the results from this campaign.
Okay, so let me give you some hints on how to answer an internet lead. For one, we have a team here that does it. We have somebody that's responsible to actually call that lead immediately when it comes in, because as soon as the internet lead is collected, you can get in touch with that person like 90-something% if you call immediately when that form's filled out. If you wait, that contact rate goes down, sometimes less than 50%, so you have to be very, very fast. That's step number one. Step number two is that you want to make sure that these leads get scheduled, and that as soon as they answer the phone, the real question you need to ask is, what can I get you more information on? When can we schedule your appointment? What has happened in the process? You get as much information from your customer as possible. Okay, going out to the site when they've clicked on roofing contractor, done their research on your company, you show up, it's framed to actually close the deal. I'm bringing my contract in. I'm bringing my samples in. I'm going to the kitchen table prepared to close the deal. And I teach in Sky Diamonds University, my program for roofing contractors, that teaches them how to scale their business, how to close more deals, how to go after commercial. What I teach people is how to pull the objection out, how to ask the right questions in the sales process, and build certainty in you, your company, and your process. Because there's only one universal objection in roofing, and that is that you need to build certainty in you, your company, and your process, because your customer is uncertain about you. A sale is made when the confidence to solve the problem is transferred from the person doing the selling to the person doing the buying. And I can tell you that Mauricio was not the first marketer to approach me about marketing. I was hesitant because I'd wasted money with other marketers before. I was hesitant because I felt like other marketers had lied to me, had been unethical. I was hesitant because basically the sophistication attitude of other marketers I talked to was almost an air of elitist, like they were better than me because they understood technology. Mauricio, he was really able to get on the same page with me, and we worked together as a team. And that's why our campaigns are really, really effective. And so this case study, we're actually duplicating this, and right now we're duplicating it for like 5 clients that we've recently onboarded in the last week. And what we want to do is duplicate it for you, because a lot of other marketers are out there, but those marketers, they don't have somebody that's been selling roofs since the age of 13 years old. The other marketers, they don't have a contractor's perspective on the back end closing in the process. And so what we did is we kind of combined forces here, and we want to basically share our campaign that works with you and see if we can't help them get more leads in their business. What's that look like? What's the steps to getting them started?
So the only thing you have to do is really get on the phone, understand what your objectives are, what are your goals for your business, and then really take the next step to see if you can work together. We're only taking a certain amount of clients right now. We have a limited amount of space. Some markets are unfortunately closed, so you have to find out which markets those are, and then just find out, see if you're a good fit to work together, and just take the next step from there.
See, I like the exclusivity part about it. See, I don't have any other contractors that Mauricio is working with in the area I'm at, and I think that's very important so that you can dominate the market, so that you can kind of work together to customize a campaign. But it's really important right now that you do this, because you can stop getting deals stole from you. You can stop losing some of your best people by giving them leads. You can advertise for salespeople now out there in the world that you've got internet leads. And so everyone wants to know, how do you scale your business? How do you attract top talent? How do you expect to attract top talent without leads? How do you expect to keep the best people in the business without doing your part as a company owner and kind of investing in new opportunities? And so I would tell you right now that you need to fill out the form, you need to set up a consultation. Mauricio will customize a campaign. What we want to do is we want to take when we say a limited number of people, one person per each market. And so if you're lucky enough to be selected, we're going to look, of course, at people. If you've got a smaller company, that's okay. But what we want is people that are willing to invest the money that it takes to be successful, because your lead cost goes down the more money you spend. That sounds a little bit weird. Tell them how your lead cost goes down the more money you spend.
Well, the more you spend, the more you invest, the better time. It really takes about time, right? The first couple of weeks is always testing, optimizing the campaign. The lead cost usually goes down the more you promote your brand, the more you promote your services, the more education you put up, the more value up you put with your content. That's why people are really, it takes between 7 to 10 times before somebody actually takes an action with you. I don't know if you guys realize that. So people have to actually watch your content, see your videos, and then really get an understanding what they are, and then take the next step with you. So it's really about being patient and understanding what the next steps in the process would be.
That's awesome, guys. And hey, if you're as passionate about the evolution of your business, and I'm obsessed with progression. See, I learned this year that marketing comes first. And I learned that through some real tough lessons, because, without generating leads, I was just telling Mauricio a story where, I'm from Dallas-Fort Worth, and that market's truly competitive, and that is really where this whole nation is going. All the roofers fighting for the business. And the people that position themselves digitally now rank at the top of Google, now have the proven systems to advertise. Now, they don't have to chase storms. They don't have to go run all over the country. They don't have to knock doors. And let me tell you, am a door knocker until the day I die, and I will always knock doors around jobs that I sell. But that's by choice. Now, that's not by requirement. And if you'd like for you to be able to knock on doors because you want to and not because you have to, if you'd like to chase hell because you want to and not because you have to, this skill set is a life and death thing for you. And we actually have a program, an inner circle, a 7-figure contractor inner circle. We really only want 7-figure contractors to apply. But I can actually put the university, one-on-one coaching, and we can work with the Justice League of Entrepreneurs like Mauricio to implement these marketing strategies along with the sales and scaling strategies to get your business from 7 figures to 8 figures. But most importantly, you must get on the internet. You must learn how to advertise. And a website is not what you need to be pushing traffic to. Mauricio, what's changed as far as a website goes? Everybody's talking about a funnel. Explain to them how you actually convert more than anybody else.
Well, when it comes to websites, people really misunderstand what a website is. Think about it as a piece of real estate for your business, right? You're not going to get any business from the piece of real estate unless you drive traffic to the people. So really when it comes to traffic, it's about driving people. So let's say you have a store department. You buy a commercial property and there's a store there. The only way to get business is to drive people into the business, right? The same thing to a website. You're not going to get any business from the website unless you drive traffic to it. So when it comes to sales funnels and marketing funnels, that's really the new way that companies are promoting their products and services today. When it comes to marketing funnels and sales funnels, it's really about a system and strategies that takes the customer on a journey where they actually don't know who you are, so they actually know who you are and take the next step in your business and buying your product or services. Really understanding where they are in the buying cycle and then taking the next step where they actually are comfortable doing business with you. So that's really what we're doing with the campaigns today.
Yeah, and if you look at the download the case study right here, you can click the link below and he'll give you the details of my case study. 201 leads, 5 commercial leads, I think 77 leads off of Facebook, the rest of them off of Google pay-per-click advertisement. It's a combination of video and Google advertisement that work together because you use testimonials. Testimonials are key, and we're going to actually teach you how to get a good testimonial. But what you need to do right now is understand that this is the future. The future of your business is in the funnel. and that this could be the one skill set and tool that you're not using to get from 7 to 8 figures, to keep top talent, to attract good salespeople into your company, to get away from being a slave to chasing storms and stuff. Just go ahead and click the link below.
Thank you guys. All right, thank you guys. Hope you guys see you guys soon.